Hey, this is a review of The Mask of Masculinity, How Men Can Embrace Vulnerability, Create Strong Relationships, and Live Their Fullest Lives by Lewis Howes. First off, I want to say I do not recommend this book. It's more like The Male with Masks. If you want, you can read it once, but I still consider this a shallow book. Lewis is a podcaster known for his School of Greatness book and podcast. And Lewis did suffer sexual abuse that froze him when he was younger. That's why these masks were created. And the masks in the book are stoic, athlete, material, sexual, aggressive, joker, invincible, and the know-it-all. I respect the struggle as well as the hustle. These struggles caused a ton of insecurities in him. This is a blue pill book. Even takes a side of mansplaining and white knighting. What happened was Lewis was stuck in a gear. This is somewhat of a high school type of gear. And he does share his stories on life, which he does gain respect. He did struggle with sex, and he even had a female take advantage of him. This book is more of like a therapy, sharing his story to help other males who have went through this crisis of being molested. He did talk about Tucker Max as well as Neil Strauss, who are a part of the manosphere, but they are heavily blue pill and just are sellouts, and they're more mainstream. They never went into depth. They're not cold approachers. They don't understand game as much. And Neil is kind of wimpy. I met him in person when he was marketing his book, The Truth. And Lewis does have a women's section in here, like a lean-in section to help women uncover the mask or help males with their mask. I think at the end of the day, the man has to take the lead. It's really Neil Strauss and Tucker Max who he interviewed through his podcast versus the Red Pill Manosphere, and that's obvious who I am a part of. He does go also through Ty Lopez, who reads his ton of books too, and he uses him as an example for the material mask. And I do like that section of the book where he talks about how Ty has these Ferraris and materials to impress, to gain status. We really don't need that. And Ty is a marketing expert as well as his filthy rich. The only virtues I really saw him talk about were humility and courage. Just very slightly, I think courage is probably one of the biggest virtues that you cannot downplay. There was mansplaining, victim culture as a failure not to listen. That is just more mainstream culture, the business of victim culture and the media. I think Lewis is more in a echo chamber because of all these podcasts. He hangs around all these top people living in the elites. One good point about this book is it does confront male suicide and masculinity issues. I feel it's more important to be talking about courage or to take action in selfishness, independence, individuality. There needs to be a rite of passage, more reading. A male needs adversity, a wound, to struggle and to try to heal. And there's wisdom that can be created from this. At the end of the day, I think it's important to stick to the virtues, not just these masks, not of masculinity, but masks of the male. And pain is part of the process, especially in terms of going outside. It creates humor and it creates game. We do need more male mentors and fathers. However, this book pushes way to the commercial and blue pills, helping others versus pursuing the virtues. I believe it's better to take courage and action than the courage to share. Acceptance and struggle are not virtues. Here's my favorite quote. It says, "Read new books or watch new movies that you normally wouldn't see. Get involved in something with the arts, music, or dance. Do things that develop your brain and your heart and not your biceps." This will relate to doing pointless bicep curls in the gym versus going outside and developing a natural connection with nature as well as real world versus the fake world on the screen while you watch it pass you by. Remember to go outside and go ahead and read this book. I would not trust it. It's just too wimpy. Read my books or the ones I recommend. All right, have a good one.